Okay, good morning everybody. It's Momin at Momin's Art, and today is the fifth class in portraiture and how to render simple portraits in watercolor. So I will be walk you through with the I'm going to recap some of those previous classes also, and just want to make sure that everybody understand the process, what exactly what I done in previous classes, and yeah, so we gonna go with the basic process, right? Like what has been done so far in the class. So let's get started before I do further, and let me just turn on my light, and I forgot to turn on the light. There you go. Lights are on. Okay, so this is the basically that's a previous class I did. In the last class I covered some again, as I explained over and over. This is basically it's all about the proportion, like how the proportions work, right? Like the proportion, the light, and the composition. So proportions are the how you manage to control the sizes of different different objects in your sketch or in your painting, or how to keep the everything like like as compared to each other. It looks scale wise, uh, how it's supposed to be. Anyway, so that's this is the I always stress, like try to control the proportions first, right, before you do anything, and then you do the other part, like how to control the light. When you controlling the light, then you automatically you get involved in a texture, like what type of texture you use. I use, if you ask me, I use some like a smudging. I use like that. See that pencil marks I use. Then I use some cross hatching also, like that, right? And I use some stipples also where I need it, but I don't use stipples so much. Just to bring the texture in my painting, I use the stipple, like more interest in my sketches or my painting. I use some stipples, right? If you want, you can use the stipples, no problem. But I don't use stipples too often because it's time consuming and it takes a lot of time, right? You go put the stipples all the way down here like that, and it will take so much of your time. But smudging, you keep the pencil, hold the pencil like this with the side of the pencil, and you go very quickly, and you can cover most of the space in very short amount of time. And actually, at my point of view, it looks good too. It depends. If somebody, maybe some people, they don't like it, right? Anyway, let's keep it short. I don't want to go further. If you, whatever texture you like, you feel comfortable, you can, but you must understand how the light works. If you know how the light works, then you will be, that would be the secondary, like how you, what type of texture you use. So first, the proportion, how to control the proportion, and anything, not just in a portrait classes, right? You can use the proportion will be involved in any aspect of the painting, like you would do landscape, you do cityscape, or anything. It will require some of your attention to the proportion, right? How to control the proportion in your sketches and painting. So let's get started. Today class is, I'm going to recap a little bit, which I did already, about the light, how the light works, and how it certain objects appear in different condition of light. So I'm going to recap a little bit more, but the class today I will render some of those my sketches into, I'm going to use a little bit watercolor, and I'll show you how to render very quickly in your sketches in watercolor also, or portrait, or whatever you do. It's today's class is this class is about the portraiture, so we're going to deal with the portrait, how to render, mix the flash tone, and how to render quickly, keep the highlights open in watercolor, and yeah. So okay, so this is the basically that is the class so far, and we're gonna go and let's start the class in 1 minute. Let me just check something here. Okay, audio. Okay, good, all good. Now let's get another page of my sketchbook. So here I will start with one portrait quickly. I have my palette. Let me show you my palette. I have the palette here and on the desk. This is a palette I use most of the time for the watercolor. Somebody interested in watercolor, you can join my watercolor classes also. I was doing some watercolor classes, and so then we switched to portraiture, and next class will be, just to keep you updated, next class will be the cityscape in watercolor. Cityscape drawing and sketching, how to draw certain things, how to compose it, and then we'll do in watercolor. Okay, so that would be the next class. Portraiture class is today, the 5th class. I believe the 2nd class. I'm going to upload the 2nd class, and the last next week I will keep the portraiture class, will be the last class, and we'll do some in acrylic also on the canvas, and I'll show you how to render the portrait on canvas also. That would be the last class. Okay, so let's put this away, my palette. I will keep my watercolor here. All right, so let me just go zoom out so you guys can see my palette also, right? Because since we're dealing in watercolor a little bit on how to render. Okay, so I will go here. It's easy for me working here on the sketchbook. So let's do this basic thing first. First thing first, 2 button, nose, the lips, and then you go with the other stuff, like where you want to keep this your portrait. It wants to look here, wants to look there. It's all up to you. I will keep him looking straight to me. The eyebrows, the nose, the nostril, just a little bit hint of the nose. We're not dealing in a light, so I am not doing a lot of dark value here. So because we're just working on the basic sketch to control the proportion. So I'm gonna maybe I'll delete some of the portion also. Along way, I want to see how the portrait, where I can delete it, where I can cut it, so you can do the same thing. Here, let's keep the chin a little bit. Let's give him a little dimple. Eye socket. Keep the area open, because once you do watercolor, you need to make the space open. Otherwise, you can construct the dark value in initial stages when you sketch. It's fine. You can do that. I would keep a certain part open. So what happened when you do the watercolor? It will be you need to construct the dark value with watercolor, not just constructed already with, you get, well, once if you do gel pen, then most of the sketch or you know is done already, because you construct the dark value already, and then all you have to do just spill some watercolor on your sketch, and it will be fine. I'm not giving him any hair at this moment. We'll keep it as open, because let's keep the proportion right. And then okay, the neck, give him a little bit shoulder at the back, some. You don't want to go further from here, because I don't want to go further, because it'll be too much for you guys. We are in the portrait class, so I don't want to go the lower body, and where everything will be, it will become complicated. So okay, now let's erase the draft which I showed you earlier. Let's erase. Let's make his head a little bit bigger, because it's getting a little bit here. Okay, so see that the sketch is done. I have no reference. That the beauty of the sketching portrait, when you don't follow the reference photo, it give you so much freedom that you're creating something here, right? Like it's no reference, nothing, and you just like put the shape first, put some lines, one line, two button, the nose, the lips, and cut it out a little bit, give him a chin, cut it out a little bit, give him ears if you can. You don't need to be very precise. The ears will be directly at the level of the eyebrows. Most of the time it could be it can be very person to person, but most of the time that's how it is. So here, see, everything is there for you to keep the reference. See that here, the nose and the earlobes, and it goes to the most of the time it's almost to the lower part of the nose. So if you follow that, like it will make your process so easy. If you put a nose here and the ears here, then it will look a little bit different, right? I would say out of proportion. Let's control the proportion of the eyes, and that's it. See that another portrait is ready. So that's how simple it is. Maybe you're thinking that I practice. Yes, I do practice, but almost every day I sketch. But for you guys, you can do the same thing. So here, let's give him a little bit lower lid, top lid. Eyebrows are turning because the face is turning that way. So here, and now my sketches are done. Let's give him a neck, collarbone, shoulder, give him more. Okay, so this is it, right? Like I don't want to go further more and more. I'll grab my brush, my nice dagger brush, and I have some water on my desk. So I would let's start from here. Let's start from, see, I have some blue color in my palette. So I will just, let me clean my brush here. By mistake I put blue color, which is fine. So you take the cadmium red, right? Cadmium red, not too much, because cadmium red is very intense color, so you have to be a little bit careful. And you put some, I use French ultramarine. You can use something else, whatever color you have, ultramarine or cobalt blue. And if you now see, the watercolor is a little bit tricky because if you want to mix white color, that's fine. When you mix cadmium red and white, it gives you a nice little bit pink color, right? So since we're not using the white color here, which I could use, but I put some cadmium orange in it. Cadmium orange give me a little bit, see now the cadmium red, cadmium orange, and I put some French ultramarine. If I put more French ultramarine, it will get darker. So if I want a dark skin color, then I can put some more French ultramarine and a little bit cadmium orange, and I got a nice dark color skin with the watercolor. Like in acrylic, you can use the white, but since we are dealing in a watercolor, so it just and now you can warm it up. You can put some red in it, and then it will get a little bit brownish type of color. Here I can show you like there. See that here? Now you choose whichever color you want to do, right? Like I put a little bit cadmium red more, and then you can use that type of color also, right? Here. And now if you want to make it lighter, you can put some water in it, and the skin color get lighter on the watercolor. That's how you make the color in watercolor lighter and darker. So if I put more French ultramarine blue, it get darker like that. And a little bit cadmium red, not too much, otherwise it will become problematic. And see that now it becomes very dark, kind of a red color. So if I put more French ultramarine, it get darker. That's how you control the flash tone in watercolor. But anyway, let's do this. Before we go further, I will keep him like a mid-light type of skin. Let's get some cadmium orange. Okay, here I will put some. There's initial wash, right? You want to go just spill the color on the portraiture, and just don't go into the eyes, like keep the highlight open. If you want, you can still lift the colors in the process, and I will keep the highlight open like that with the paper white. That's the beauty of the watercolor. So I will keep the eyes, I won't go in the eyes, and I will just spill the color on the where you want to keep the highlight. You just leave it open, and then more water, and just spill the color here and there. I will keep some highlight on the lips also, a little bit, and that's it. On the bigger scale, you have to be a little bit more careful because I'm working on a very small sketch, so I'm not worried too much. And now you can go a little bit red, cadmium red, just put it here, there on the ears, not too much, but just put a little bit, and it will, the watercolor has a tendency, it get lighter. So when it's dry, it get lighter. So if you think you put too much color and it get too dark, don't worry about it. It will become lighter very quickly. I mean, once it's dry. And I will pick up some colors from here. Let's give him more hard edges, not loose type of work. Okay, so see that I did one wash. This is the first basic wash, and you can work on the wet into wet. Also, I can grab some sepia color, which is the very dark orange color, and I'll bring the sepia here, mix with a little bit cadmium orange and a little bit French ultramarine blue. It gives me a nice dark brown color. And then you can start putting, if you can handle it, you can put some, you start putting, you can control the light at this stage, but I wouldn't recommend. Just watch, see what's happening, and then lift the colors, right? Let the sketch dry. and then you can do control the light. So we're not controlling the light, I put a very flat wash, right, very flat wash, and it will dry. Now we can work with the pencil here, with the pencil. So I will do the same thing with this portrait where the light is coming from. So I'm assuming the light is coming from here on the both portraits, right? So soon as I say light is coming from here, the eye socket will automatically, it will be darker. This eye socket will be darker. A little bit tear duct, a little bit get some, and this side will be darker, because see that part is kind of a little bit coming out, right? So it's more exposed to the light, it will be lighter. And but the eye socket here is dark because it's pushed in, right? And so the less light is less light is going in there, spill on this part, it will be darker. Here is lighter. So that's how the light works, right? And now I'm going to go put some dark value here, because this part, whatever here, it will blocking the light, because we're assuming the light is coming from here. And now quickly, since I mean that this is drawing, right, so I will wait, and let's put some dark value in the lips. The neck will be casting shadow. The shoulder will be casting shadow. Collarbone. Some part of that muscles here. And then I will come here. This part of the nose will be casting shadow. So there will be an highlight here because in the forehead, and this part will be more darker, like this. The ear will cast some shadow. Bottom eyelid will be shadow. Here the inside of the eye will be a little bit darker. Try not to leave this inner part of the eye white, right? Like it just don't look very good. If you take a look, closer look on some portraits, pictures, you will see that it's either blue or either a little bit, kind of a little bit red. And when there's certain object, the light, then this get more darker. So if you leave it white, then it doesn't look very good. So be careful. Okay, I think that's enough. I don't want to go too much here. Here. Okay, so see that this is the light is coming from here on the other side. So that's how the face will be look like when the light is coming from one side. Let's get more dark value in there. I was trying to get away from this part of this, and I'm assuming that everybody know what is reflected light is, how these casting shadows work. So if you have any question, please put the question in a comment box, and I will answer your question after the video, or maybe we'll take some break and I will answer your question also. If somebody is watching, I'm not sure how many people watching right now. I'm just concentrating on this portrait. Okay, so this is done, right? Now I'm going to go closer, show you what it looks like. Let's cast some shadow. Let's bring some more contrast to your portrait, and let's go a little bit, zoom in here. So see that this is the light is coming from here. That's what it looks like. So here, let's get some more detail to it. Let's put some highlight here on the nose, a little bit shadow here, the chin. Let's clean it up a little bit. There you go. So now this portrait is getting dry. Now I'm going to go grab my brush. So that is the only thing with the watercolor. You have to make sure, if you don't want to work into wet, you can wait. And you can use the white afterward, but I'm leaving the white on the paper white. So if you are not comfortable and you think, okay, it's too much, you can leave the white. I will show you. I have the white color here on my desk, on my workbench, and whatever you call it, poster color, and it's this is what I use for the white. Okay, let's put this away. And same thing, light is coming. I'm assuming light is coming from here. So dark value, you can use the sepia color, but I wouldn't recommend use the sepia color straight from the tube, because it just a very dark color, and it just doesn't look very good. And now you make some French ultramarine, get a very dark value on my palette. Let me go zoom out. Zoom out, zoom out. There you go. So here I got a very dark value, and I will start putting the dark value here, there. Where the dark is, I will put dark. Eyebrows will be darker. Right here. And I will go put some dark value here under the chin. Okay, I'll clean my brush. If it's too dark, then you can go a little bit red color and mix it up, bring it down to this wash, and then you get a nice light color here. So here, collarbone, cast shadow, and a little bit either cadmium orange or cadmium red. You can use both colors, just to get the mix of this, and then you can get a nice dark value like this. And I will go create this dark value here. There. You need to understand what is soft edge, what is hard edge. So you see that this is the soft edge. I just soften it out. Just put a little bit water to my wash, and it's softened it out. So you don't want to block the trick is you don't want to block the previous wash, right? See, I enter into the dark value, and it just starts spilling. So these are the small things you have to a little bit have more control. Otherwise, it'll be a little challenge for you. So I would say keep it, and I would put a little bit dark value here, which I kind of deleted, and little dimples here, little dark value here. Always remember, keep this towel in your hand. You can control your washes, you can control your brush work with this. This is very important. If you don't have this, then sometimes I use my fingers to just drain my brush, unload my brush, whatever you call it. So here, this is the best thing. You know, you can have it, and then you can make these edges softer. You can get a very very diluted type of wash in your, the brush loaded with, in the brush. And here I'm gonna go get some more. Let's clean it up a little bit here. Okay, and get some cadmium red, because it's getting a little bit more. I need the skin color more brighter. Maybe I can use cadmium orange instead of cadmium red. Right. Just bring it down here, this side of the nose. Now I'm going to go grab some more French ultramarine, mix it up with the cadmium orange mix. Get some more dark value here, more dark value here. I'm working on wet into wet basically. Right now I can't wait to get this, so I'm working into wet. Here the top eyelid. Let's work on the eyes. I want to make sure that the eyes, nostrils, let's put dark value in nostril. Bring it down, dark value here, dark value under the lip. Get some more French ultramarine, mix it up with the cadmium orange mix. Get a dark brown color, which is you can use sepia or any other color, but I would just use. You can mix your own color, it's not a problem. So I would always encourage people to mix your own colors. Sepia can be mixed very easily, but you need more time to, and you will learn actually if you mix your own color, you know how to mix colors and all that, right? Let's get some soft value here, softer edge, sorry, and some cadmium orange. Basically cadmium orange is kind of a very dark, a very bright color, so I would tone it down with put some cadmium red in it and put some you can put some French ultramarine to tone it down. Get some water. Let's get some, and keep that. No, remember that the first wash is the most important. You don't want to block it, right? You just keep it open from the first layer that first wash that you put. Otherwise, all your hard work will be gone. Layering up, then won't be no point working in the layers. Make sure that all your layers are peeking from that bottom. Okay, here let's get some sepia color straight. Actually, it's a burnt umber, and sepia is on the side. I keep calling sepia color. It's a burnt umber. Now I can put some more dark value here. It depends like how much contrast you need on your portrait, right? I can put more dark value, I can get a more contrast, but if it depends, like you are not you're learning, so you just go do certain things and then see what you like you want to keep it light, or you want to keep it darker, or whatever you prefer, right? My work is more like I like more contrast, but if you don't like, you can keep it very paler type of watercolor. It's up to you. Here, okay, a little bit careful with the eyes and the small stuff. I see this eyebrow is kind of a little bit very dark. I will pick up some color, put some water, and I will pick up some color from here. Done, gone. And let's get this top eyelid join here. Let's bring some dark value here. Oh, where's sepia color? Here. And then I will put some sepia color. What time is it? We have, okay, we have time. We have 20 minutes, I believe. Here, I don't want to stick with this portrait, but just to show you guys what's the process is, right? Now dark value into the nostril a little bit. Now I'm going to work on the lips because most of the part is done, right? I'm controlling the light from here. Now a little bit very diluted type of gray color. Just try here first, see what is this color is, and then I will put in the eyes. You know, the top part, the white, I don't want to leave it white. It doesn't look very good. So I will just go put some little bit colored, right? And then pick up some red color, little bit, not too much, otherwise it will show. And then you put it right here, clean it up. See, I put too much, and then you put a little bit on the edge of the tear duct. It will give nice more natural look on your portrait. Done. Okay, and let's get this a little bit softer, although it's okay, you don't need to do soft. I'm doing same thing what I did here. I'm working with the watercolor. The reason I did this because I want to show you what can be done with the pencil, with the graphite, and what can be done with the with watercolor. So same, but it takes more time, of course. It's not like charcoal or graphite, so the different medium. So every medium requires some type of attention, and so you can't just work with you expect from one medium that is going to do the same thing with the other. No, and just let's get some highlight open here because it's kind of merging with the neck. So I will pick up some color from here, from this side, and I'll keep the highlight open. And then I will put some dark value here because I want to control that the jaw part, the jawbone. I don't want to keep it too visible or too much, right? You need to have everything under control. Right. There you go. And I will get some here. Let's get some dark value here on the, get some dark. You can put some dark value here with the jawbone. Let's bring some cadmium red now because it's getting a little bit cadmium orange, and some of French ultramarine, whatever color you have. You can use burnt umber, works good. Burnt sienna works good sometimes. You can use the burnt sienna. I'm using I have the burnt umber and the sepia color in my palette, so that's what I'm using. Let's get some. The ears also done. Okay, done. Dimples, dark value here underneath, and then I will go put some dark value here. All right, so most of it mostly is done, right? I'm done with my portrait. I can go further, I can do more, I can grab some more. You want to warm it up, you get some orange color, just put some cadmium red, and then you can warm it up. You can just go put another layer, which I wouldn't be worried about because this is how you render a basic watercolor portrait. When you do just do study, and once you are have more control, then you can go and work with the larger scale. So let's get some more dark color, dark brown color, and I will put this on. Let's experiment something since we are here, right? Let's put some more dark value here, dark value here, dark here. Bring more contrast to your painting. Dark value here. put some dark sepia, French ultramarine straight, and dark here. Now I'm going to go clean my brush, okay, and I will just make this edge a little bit softer because it's just too much, too dark, right? Clean my brush again to get the softer edges here. Get some more dark value, put some here, because since we are dealing in more dark value, so you go start putting more dark, right? More contrast, more here. Let's put some in the lips. And I will go grab some red color, a little bit cadmium red, cadmium orange, and I will put some here also, so it will be more, you know, more contrast, more colors in it, color wise, and the dark value here, okay. And I will put some here also, so just warm it up, glaze it. Basically I'm glazing it, I'm glazing so I can keep this portrait more warmer. Get this dark value here. Let's do this ear. I am deleting all of my hard work from the previous washes, and I'm just putting I'm glazing it so I can get more like it builds some more contrast. There you go. Now this part is kind of not very pleasant, so I would just take out this white also and this white also, because this is looking too much. And then here, clean my brush, and this white of the nose is too much, so because now it's too much contrast, right? So I will keep this very light type of color, you know, like not too dark, and then I will delete that also with watercolor. And here also, and there you go. So see, it depends how much contrast you need, how much dark value you need. It all depends, right? Now I can go put some more dark value under the lower lid, or you can go more and more. It never stops, right? So, and probably you end up losing your sketch or painting, but just doing some more work. I mean, sometimes people, they don't get satisfied with their work and they just keep going and going, and they become their painting, they lose their painting. So here, let's put some cadmium red in the lips also. Not too much, it's a little bit, and then I will put some here also. There you go. And that's it. I don't want to go too much, otherwise it'll be a 2-hour class instead of 1-hour class. So this is how you do. You go control the colors, you do control the proportions first. You make sure that the proportions are right, and then you go proportions, right? You control the proportion, you control the light. You said light is coming from here, that most of his face is darker, half of the face is darker, and how this light works, right? Like then you realize, okay, I have this, understand, my proportions are good, I know about the light. Then you go with the watercolor and control the flash tone, like what type of flash tone you want on this person's face, right? You can go a little bit darker, you can go a little bit lighter. It's all depends, like what exactly what do you want to do, right? So with, and then you practice the watercolor also. This is a different subject. Like I said, I have videos on my YouTube channel. You can go watch those videos that will explain how to work in the watercolor. So once you know how to work with the water proportion, control the proportion, how to understand, control the light, how the light works, and then you, if you need to color on your portrait, then you grab the watercolor or other medium you want and control the flash tone and with the colors. And how to mix colors is very important. Your brush work, if you're working in the watercolor, you should know how much water in your brush, how you need to have this type of tools in your hand. You need to have a white color. Now see, I can go open up the white color with the same brush. I didn't change the brush so far because this brush is allow me to do very small work, and it will allow me to do a very kind of a little bit big washes also, but not too big. Now I can put a little bit highlight here on his nose by just using the white color. There you go. So you don't need to worry about that part, that how you're going to create the white on your portrait or something that a lot of people worry about the watercolor, that to keep the transparency in the watercolor. So you can just use the white, and then you can create the highlight or the white, simulate the white of the paper by just using the white of this color. See that I can use, I use the white, I put some in the nose, I put on the eyes, and I guess I put some on the lips also here. Sorry about that. These phones are kind of hard to use. I don't have a camera, so I use my phones. Now here, so this is how it works, right? And then you can go clean your brush very thoroughly, and then you can create some highlight, the reflected light also if you want, with the, and just smudge it a little bit. It's still wet, right? The portrait is a little bit wet, so that's how you can create, learn how to control the proportion, how to render. Now the last thing I want to discuss, since we have 12 minutes, so let's get this closed. Let me close this white. I wouldn't want to deal with the white color, I mean the watercolor anymore. Let's close it. If you have any question about the watercolor, please send me a message in the chat box, and I will answer your questions, see what is how to deal, or better yet, just go watch my other videos on watercolor. So here again, let's recap quickly this, right? Line. Now here vaguely just put a line here, and that's it, right? That's, and I will put some two nostril, the lips, the eyes, make them look here, there. If you want, I can make them look here. Let's keep these eyes here so he can look over there. Some eyebrows. The eye socket, the lower eyelid, the top eyelid, the tear duct, some wrinkles. I'm assuming he's an older adult, so he will be showing some wrinkle. The ears, and give him, clean it up a little bit if you want. You can go And then let's erase a little bit and draft. Let's clean it up the head. Here, so see that these are the proportions are done, right? Proportions are done, and the shoulder, the nose, right? If you're not satisfied, you said, you know what, it's not working for me, I need, just start another one, put another, and then you go, same thing. People will tell you, do this, do this, do this, do this. Just don't make yourself confused, right? Just keep it simple as possible. Keep it simple. Put the mark, line, 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 line. That's it. See, it's already, if you can see that, it's already like a face. You know, like soon as you do this, you put a line, you line, 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 and I can see that there's a face in there. So that's all you need, right? And then you cut it out, put the eyelid, put the eyebrows. If it is a woman face, then you just pull that a little bit, make the nose smaller, make the lips a little bit different, and if you want, you can do some eyelashes, the hair, and let's cut it out a little bit. And then you go with the highlight, and the texture, control the light. Lower eyelid here. I'm assuming light is coming from here. So there you go. Very simple. Keep it, like I said, keep it simple. Don't make it too complicated. Otherwise, what happens if you make it too complicated? You'll get confused. But work on, the main thing is work on the proportion. Work on the proportion, and then you can once you proportions are good, and you think, okay, it's fine. And then you work on the light. You say where the light is coming from. Now, in between, if you have challenge drawing, let's say if there's a you don't know how to draw a nose, just work individually. Just put a nose here separately and just render the nose in different positions, right? Just work on the nose. If you have a weak point that you cannot draw, a lot of people have problem, right, with drawing the nose. Study the nose, see what the nose structure is, what it looks like. Look at the pictures, look at the pictures and reference photos, what the noses look like, and then you work on it. You have problem with the eyes, you go draw eyes separately and work on the eyes. Wash the eyes, how the eyes are look like. Put the top eyelid, then you go with the eyelashes. If it's a woman eye, then you go put on the bottom eyelid, little bit casting shadow from the eyelashes or whatever, and then you do the eyebrows, a little bit pushed up. There you go. So this is, you have to work first, work on the proportion, right? You said, okay, my proportions are good. Then you work on the light, and then you automatically what type of texture you need, what do you like? You like the smudging, or you need a cross edge, you need a stipples, or whatever you feel like. You can go use that, whatever works for you, right? Where you feel comfortable and you can render quickly that texture, then you work with that texture. So that's how the portrait is, right? See, this is the one page is explain everything. So proportion, light, texture, and then if you want to involve with the color, then you go here, watercolor. You learn watercolor, and then you see what is the how. You have to learn watercolor, how to control the washes, how to layer, work in the layer. So that type of work. So you need to understand. Before you go here, you should come here. 1, 2, 3, nose, eyes, ears. If you are a problem with the drawing ear, study ears, right? Study ears, and then you go draw ears, and then you go here, a sum rule, control the light, and then if you want a color, you need more challenge, come here. Learn watercolor, how to control the washes, how to drying time, soft edges, hard edges, that type of stuff. So this is today class basically focus more here, and I will, if somebody has a problem with the watercolor, please just send a message, and I will do more. Maybe with next class we'll keep it half watercolor again with the portrait and half acrylic, how to render a portrait in acrylic. Okay, I think it's time to leave, and I will see you next week, and thank you for being here in the class. I hope you learned something from the class, and I hope whatever is every Sunday, if you have a friends or family or somebody wants to learn, somebody wants to get involved, please ask him to subscribe the channel. It helps me also, and watch these videos, watercolor videos, if somebody wants to go learn watercolor or portrait. So anyway, I'll see you next week with portrait in watercolor and acrylic. So the two mediums, I will discuss watercolor a little bit more initially, and then we will work on the portraiture in acrylic also. Okay, then see you then, and yeah, thank you.